So, there's this new storm brewing in Teyvat, and it's all about one name, Durin. Oh yes, the leaks have been pouring in and the community has been buzzing louder than a ruin guard's alarm. But before we dive in, remember this. Take everything here like a puff of dandelions in the wind. Light, fun, and not set in stone. Kits can and do change before official release. And Hoyoverse loves to keep us on our toes. Now let's talk Durin. Early whispers painted him as a fiery pyro support. Literally. The idea was simple. Off-field pyro application, a sprinkle of team utility, and bam! People started drawing comparisons to Bennett and Xiangling, the pyro support legends. Naturally, the hype machine went wild. But here's the kicker. One detail sent the community into a frenzy. Supposedly, Durin's kit would revolve around synergy with a specific group of characters nicknamed the Hexen or Hexenzers. Imagine a mechanic where he could shred resistances only when paired with them. Sounds spicy, right? Too spicy, some would say. At first, the rumor mill said Durin could reduce both pyro resistance and the resistance of whatever element was reacting with pyro. Think about that. Pyro plus hydro. Suddenly hydro damage through the roof. Pyro plus cryo. Ayaka would be cackling her way through abyss. And people said, hold up. Isn't that a bit much? It was giving vibes of those faction-lock buffs you see in other games, where your unit is incredible. But only if you play by their very specific rules. Now here's where things get interesting. Fresh leaks have refined the picture. Instead of this universal borderline busted resistance shred, Durin's effect has been tuned down to something a little more balanced, and honestly a lot more clever. Instead of reducing both sides of the reaction, he now only reduces the other element's resistance. For example, pyro plus cryo doesn't make pyro stronger. Instead, it lowers cryo resistance. That means he's not just another pyro amplifier. He's more of a partner booster. He says, hey Ayaka, hey Neuvillette, go crazy. I'll keep the field warm. And here's the real curveball. His elemental skill. It apparently includes healing now. Yep, our fiery boy doesn't just set the world on fire. He also comes with a built-in extinguisher. Okay, not literally, but the point is, he adds survivability to his kit. That alone shifts him from reaction bot to a genuine hybrid support. He can keep your DPS alive while enabling bigger numbers. Think of him as that one friend who hypes you up at the party, but also makes sure you drink some water and get home safe. But let's not sugarcoat everything. The community still has some raised eyebrows, and for good reason. The heart of the controversy hasn't disappeared. That whole requirement of bringing Hexenzer teammates, still there. So his full potential seems to be locked behind having one or two specific characters. With one Hexen on the team, you get a 15% resistance shred to the non-Pyro element in the reaction. With two, it jumps to 30%. That's a chunky buff, don't get me wrong. But it also feels like Hoyoverse is nudging us into building parties with these specific characters, almost like they're future-proofing banner sales. And that has sparked some serious debate. On Reddit, Discord, and every corner of the community, jokes have already started flying. People are calling it racism impact, poking fun at how restrictive this synergy seems. And while it's funny, it also reflects a very real concern. Genshin's charm has always been about freedom in team building. Want to put Sayu in a team with Yae Miko and Sino? Go for it. Will it be meta? Probably not. But you can do it. A mechanic like this makes people worry that we're stepping into a world where supports are only valuable if you build them with their special clique. Still, there's another side to it. The adjustments to Durin's kit mean he's not going to just steamroll over the current meta supports. He's not invalidating Bennett. He's not kicking Xiangling off her throne, and he's definitely not replacing Kazuha as the king of swirls. Instead, he's carving out his own lane. His value comes in very specific setups. That makes him exciting for players who already love building around reaction DPS like Ayaka, Ganyu, or even Neuvillette. But it also means that if you don't have those characters, his appeal might feel a little lukewarm. Now here's where I have to stress this again, leaks change. Sometimes drastically. We've seen characters go from meh to must pull overnight during beta cycles. Remember Kokomi? She was memed into oblivion at first, and now people call her Hydro Archon Light. Nahida went from "oh no, she looks too balanced" to one of the most broken supports in the game. So as it stands, Durin is shaping up to be this interesting mix. Off-field pyro, healer and reaction enabler with a twist. But his final design could still shift before he sets foot in the game. That said, let's zoom out for a second and think about the bigger picture. The community's reaction isn't just about one character. It's about what Durin represents. If his synergy requirement goes live as is, it might be the first real step toward faction-locked mechanics in Genshin. That could change how we think about future teams. Imagine if they release more characters who benefit only when paired with members of a certain group. On one hand, it gives us fun, thematic party building. On the other, it could feel like we're being gently herded into wishing for specific banners just to unlock full value. And honestly, that's why the debate has been so heated. People love the creativity and freedom of Genshin's combat system. The idea of narrowing it down is like asking players to color with fewer crayons. Sure, the picture might still look great, but it doesn't feel as fun when you know the box had more colors in it. So, what do we have when we put it all together? Durin is not Bennett 2.0. He's not Xiangling's fiery twin. He's his own thing, a hybrid support who brings pyro application, healing, and a clever reaction-focused resistance shred. His Hexen synergy is controversial, but it could either end up being a minor quirk or a game-changing mechanic depending on how future characters are designed. And while some players are excited to see where this goes, others are already sharpening their pitchforks. That's Genshin for you. Passionate, creative, and sometimes chaotic. So what do you think? Will Durin be the missing puzzle piece for reaction comps? Or is he going to be remembered as the poster child for restrictive mechanics? Only time and Hoyoverse will tell. For now, I'm cautiously optimistic. He could end up being one of those characters that looks weird on paper but feels amazing in practice. Or he could be a niche support that only shines with a handful of DPS. Either way, keep your expectations flexible. This is all still in flux, and we'll only know the truth once he actually hits the game. Until then, enjoy the memes, laugh at the chaos, and keep theory crafting your dream teams. That's half the fun of being in this community, right? And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to leave a like to let me know. Drop a comment sharing your thoughts about Durin's kit, and of course subscribe so you don't miss future deep dives. We've got plenty more Genshin gossip, guides, and gameplay coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Teyvat.